Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to the web development course. So in the previous video, we have already discussed about HTML form and how we can create HTML form. And we have already discussed about method like the post method and get method. And also we have discussed about the validation process like that server-side validation and client-side validation. So today we'll be discussing about HTML, installing XAMPP. XAMPP is a basically local server, and after that we'll be discussing about CSS. After that, we'll create a basic HTML web page using form, and we will design that form using CSS part. So let start the video. So before that, I want you guys to know about XAMPP. So why we are using XAMPP and what is the purpose of XAMPP and what is it mean. Basically, XAMPP is a local web server package that let you run a website on your local computer. Local computer means your own computer without buying any hosting. Okay. So now what is the purpose of XAMPP and what is the XAMPP stands for? X is stand for like cross platform. A is for Apache web server, and M is for MariaDB database, P for PHP, and another P is for Perl. Okay, so let think of it like this: like we have a browser, and we have a Apache web server which is XAMPP, and then our HTML, CSS, JavaScript file in a folder like. In a project folder, and when we run that project, so all the content and all the thing it will show into the browser. What without XAMPP it will do? So as we see that without XAMPP, we can't execute the server side code like PHP or Perl. Okay, so with XAMPP, how the browser and how the data it will work. So first you open the browser, then the browser then it will run that Apache. Under the Apache, the browser Apache, the website is running. Then we it comes to the PHP. Then after the PHP, it come to the database and fetch all the required data, or you can insert the data into the database, or you can get the data from the database. Now how to install the XAMPP? Let me open the browser. Okay, so first we'll go to the same double P XAMPP is download for the XAMPP download. Okay, so if you have, you can click on the first. So you have for XAMPP for multiple ways version. So there is the window. This one is for Linux and this one is for OS X. So I have already installed XAMPP for the OS X version. Okay, so if you are using Windows or Linux, so you can download this one or this one, the latest version. So better to download the latest version, because in the latest version the PHP version is 8.2.12. So after 8.2.12, there is a currently there is a 8.4 or 8.5 is there. Okay, so the stable version is PHP 8.2.12. So you can download it like this one if you are using Linux, or if you are using Windows. So you can download that XAMPP from this download button 64-bit. So once you download the XAMPP and installing the XAMPP, the UI, the GUI will look like this. So I have already installed 4.2.4. This is XAMPP version 4.2.4, and it will look like this. So now we need to go to the manage server to running the MySQL database and Apache web server. So what Apache web server will do, Apache web server will run your file, HTML file or PHP file. And what MySQL database will do, it will like to show or insert the data or connect to the data, connect to not the data, connect to the HTML or PHP page to the database. Okay, so that you can manage not only the database, in the MySQL you can manage your data, like whatever the data you have inserted, whatever the details you have inserted, you can manage all the data into the MySQL database. So I'll let you that MySQL database later in the later video. So it is already starting. MySQL database is already started and Apache web server is already started. So now what I'll do is I will move our existing like project, the HTML file, to the like Apache folder, XAMPP folder actually. So now after installing the XAMPP folder, you will get a like this. It will install into that like for my scenario it is Macintosh HD, and this is for the user, this is for my name, and sorry, it will install in the into the application actually. It will install into the application and you will get to know that Python is already installed, this one is already installed. Okay, so now open that XAMPP. So whatever the project we are developing or we will be discussing, so all that project it will be there into the like htdocs folder under XAMPP. So as you can see, like I have multiple of project is running, not running actually. I am developing on the multiple project. So now what I'll do, we already have that project in desktop. So I will copy this one and I will move this one to the XAMPP folder. Okay, move, and I will rename that. Uh, I'll rename that one with MySQL as my first website. So after running that XAMPP, how it you will check like it is properly running or not. So for that, you just click on this and type local host. Sorry, type oh local host, and you will get that XAMPP homepage. So so you can get that XAMPP homepage. So now the XAMPP is running with Apache, MariaDB, PHP, and Perl. Here it is showing XAMPP is including Apache, MariaDB, PHP, and Perl. So now I want to access my website, whatever the folder I have moved. Like we have already moved that folder. This one, my first website. I'll copy this one, the name, and I will run it here. So localhost, by default it will be localhost and my first website. So as you can see, like whatever we have developed or whatever we have there, we have designed for in HTML, like sorry, index.html file, all those data are there. So now it is not there because I have already moved that to the another path. So we need to re-import again. For re-import, open folder, go to the open folder in the VS Code, then up it is again, you got it slow, and if you click on the XAMPP, we have the htdocs, and we have our project like my first website. If you click on the open, now our project is opened in the VS Code, and this is our code. So let me maximize it for your better view. I hope this font is visible to you. Okay, so this is our HTML5 which we have created in the previous video. Okay, so now we'll like build a sample HTML profile page. So today our goal is to create a HTML profile page, then we'll design it with the CSS box, and then we'll get to know like how it is showing in the browser. So first create a page which will be showing our name, one photos, about, skill, and a contact form. So now I'll modify this one, or we can create a page like uh, I'll name it like portfolio view. Okay, portfolio.html. Okay, so now we need to import that doc type HTML. Then we have the HTML tag open and HTML tag close. Under the HTML tag, we have to put like what will be the title of that web page. We'll name it like my profile. Okay, my profile, let be the capital, and then we'll create a link for CSS. Okay, so for CSS I'll do it later. For now, let me design it. Let me structure it first. Body, then it is body is coming. Then we need to put a header, as I have already mentioned, like for each and every website. First we have a title, then we have a header, then we have a body, then we have a footer. So now we have a header. We have a header. Header will be not my profile. It should be like stack code path. Okay, now we need to close a header. To close the header tag, we need to beautify this one like this. Then what we have to do, then we'll create a section. Why section? Because under the body we have a container. Under the container we have a section. So instead of container, I will be using section for, because in if I open a website, so if here header, it should be showing here, and after that, if this one is under the body and I want few of the content, like some content will be in the right side and some content will be in the left side. So, and there will be multiple content into the website. So for based on the content, for segregate those content, I'll create a section, and under the section, each and every like content will be there. Like for the about us section, I'll create a section for about us, about of the website, or about of put or of the person, or about of any of the website. And after that, for creating a portfolio like in a gallery, there should be one section, because under the about us we can't under the about us section we can't put the gallery one, because gallery is another section and about us is another section. So for that, as I am creating a portfolio one, so I'm creating a section, and under the section I'll put an image tag. For now we can use this image, and after that we'll put a heading. Heading will be like about me, and then we'll be creating a paragraph. Good word, I'm a web developer and designer. Creating responsive design like this, and then we need to mention skill. For skill we will put h2. Okay, then what I'll do, better to like for better visibility, instead of comma, like this one, like php, html, css, like this, we'll put an ul li. So once you put a ul and li, it will show like um one by one. So html, css, and javascript or react and node.js, python, sql, that's it. Okay, this much is fine. Okay, so now we have already section tag is already there, and again, why I put this html here? Okay, then we have a html tag close, and we forget to we hit we forget to mention head, and under the head we have to put the we need to put the title. Sorry, I need to put the title. Control X, Control V. Now I have a complete HTML1. Now let's see how it will look like into the browser. Once we refresh this one, sorry, we have created a portfolio on the portfolio.html. So now if we click on the portfolio.html, see, we have a web page like this. Now it look like some messy. So then it comes CSS. So now to redesign it, we'll use CSS. Okay. So now again, in that web page, we'll add a HTML form. So how we'll create HTML form? Again, under the section, okay. Again, under the section, we'll create a h2, like contact me, and we need to, for form, we need to use form tag. Form, form, and form tag. Okay, So now under the form tag, we are putting label, sorry, I'll put label for each and every uh, input text. First we'll put a name, then we will will put a required for validation, then again beer, then again for email we'll put a email one, input type email, and then for message we'll put a message. And why text area? Text area is basically you can when you can write a multiple line of like text in to using the text area. So that's why I have taken text area for message. Better to take a text area for any type of like lengthy text or something like that. And then we need to use a button to submit. Okay, now save it and we'll use the Chrome. Okay, again better to open this one. We'll create this as a side by side. So now we have, oops, I'll put it browser in the right one and our VS Code, it should be in the left one. It is taking time. Okay, the multiple process is running, so that's why it's taking time. Not an issue. So now I'll wrap this text so that what wrap. Now that looks fine. Now let's run that portfolio.html again. Let's see if we can see the form or not. It's running and yep, now we have the HTML contact. Okay, so for we have the name, we have email, we have message, and we have a submit button. So why I have put a name text for name, email for email, message for text area for messages? I have already told you, like for putting the username or putting my name, I have taken the input type text. For submitting for putting my email ID, I have taken input type email so that we can validate easily. And for text area, we have taken for message we have taken text area. Okay, now let's add a style. So style will be, let's create a style.css page. Oh, sorry, CSS. So we have created a now, sorry. So now what I'll do in portfolio page, I'll add this style.css here. How it will look like? Link related style sheet and href is equal to style.css. So we click. So now I am including this one so that if I click on that style.css, it will automatically open this one. So now what I have to do is first we need to create that body, because we have a body one, we have to mention first body. Under the body we need to mention the font family, and then we have to put a when the background color like this, or you can, instead of background color, you can simply write a background like this. Okay, then we'll put a margin 0, then padding 0, not 0, I'll put a padding of 20 px. So now the body is there. So now let's see it is reflecting into the portfolio page or not. Yeah, see, as you can see, like we have a border and padding of this both the seat and 20 pixel, and we have the font family has already changed, StackCodePath, and about me, the font family has been already changed. Okay, so now we'll go for the next one. For the next one, what I'll do, we already have a header, StackCodePath. So for this, I'll write a CSS for that. For background, I will mention this one, and for color, it is white, which is already white, and padding it will be like 10 and 0, and text align center. So now how that padding it work? We already have a 20 pixel padding for body. So now this padding, it will work like this. So now if I refresh this one again, it is taking lots of time. Yeah, as you can see, like we have a text align center, that means it will centralize the text, and the color, the text color has been changed to white. As I have already mentioned, the color is white and background is equal to 003, but near about black, and the padding is 20. So now the header is looking like this. Okay, so now come to the portfolio. So for portfolio, as we have seen that portfolio is a section, so we need to design this section. So for that, simple, I will write a class, so that, and separate like a profile. So the class, based on the class name, I will redesign this section. Okay, because we have a multiple section. So if we go through the section only, as we have already mentioned in as design for the header and the body, as we have a multiple section, so we can't write CSS for only the section, because for every section it will reflect. Okay, so for that aggregation, we have mentioned a class for each and every section. So for this one, I have mentioned profile. For this one, I will mention a class like contact, something like this. Okay, something like this. So now we have a two different section. We have segregated two different section. Okay, so for now we'll write CSS for section. So how to know like which section write a design for section wise? As we have mentioned class for that section, so we'll go with the class. So for class, we have to write it like dot profile. Okay. Then what we have to do is background this one, and padding this one, merging this one, and width is 300 300 px. What is box shadow? Box shadow is basically how the profile, how the section it will look like. You can see, like once you press this page, you will get to know like how the section is looking like. See, we have a box. So the background, the box, it is showing like a box format. Like as you can see under the over the web page, over the body, we have a content, but the content section is overlapping, or we have a shadow. There is a shadow. Okay, so that is the box one, box shadow. Then we need to do some changes in the images. As we have a one image, so we can put an image like this, or we can put image class here, class like profile image. Okay, so again we will be using this class because there should be multiple images into the web page. Now I'll be using, instead of img, I'll be using the same as we have been dot, as we have mentioned it as a class. So now profile image. Now we have only will, what we'll do, I'll do a border of the pen so that it will border radius 50 pixel, and we'll do some modification like we already have mentioned with 100%. Okay, and we'll do that like this. Let's see how it will look like. So what the border radius will do, it will, if you mention 50%, so based on that it will create a radius under the border radius of the image. Okay, so based on that like square, now it is, if I have mentioned the border radius 50%, so based on that I'm going to circle, so near the circle. Now okay, so we have already designed for that profile section. Now if we will go for the like contact us form. Okay, okay, so now we have a css, will write a css for contact. So now the contact will look like this. Okay, so now instead of a plain web page like white background and black text, we have a, like, now we have a nice header and a rounded image and few and like card like profile section, and a better spacing. Okay, so now what I'll do the same design, not the same design, I'll do the design we using a flex box for this layout. Okay, so suppose you want the portfolio image and information in this portfolio image and this information side by side. Now how it will, how it will do, it will do like we have a so this one is the previous one, and I'll write, will a div will use, sorry, div class div class container. Okay, we'll take a div container div. Then under this, I'll take a nested div. So this is called nested div. Okay, so under that, I'll put this image. Okay, so we have one div, and in the next one, I'll use another div. So under the div, what I'll do a h2 for about me. Okay, and under the h2, we'll be writing a p. Sorry, we'll be writing a p like this, and then we already closed that div. Okay, we already closed the div. So now let's see how this content is showing. So as you can see, we have this one and this one. So if we maximize this, so we already have a image, and under the image we have about me section, about it me paragraph. So let's do this side by side. So if I do the side by side, so what we have to do is we have a container. So we'll mention a container. Okay, not this one, container, and display as flex. Okay, sorry, display flex. Then flex. Then we'll like align center, and we'll put a gap of 10 px. So now what display flex, align center, and gap 20 is. So display flex, it will design that image and div in side by side. Okay, so understand this one. So what display flex will do, it will make the children line up horizontally. So where the children is, here the children is like, this one is the parent because we have a parent container, and this nested div, so this div which is under that container, and this one, this is a children div. Okay, so the display flex, it will make the children line up horizontally, and I will add some space. For adding some space, what I have I have like gap 10. Okay, for the space, and for what align item center, it will do, it will like center that content vertically. Okay, and if I put a center, justify content center, so that it will do the content or center, content the center horizontal. Okay, so now I have display flex, and if I put a justify content center and align items 10 and gap is equal to 10, and if we refresh this, so what we can see, we have the image, we have the about me, and we have this name. So if I remove this gap 10, what it will do actually, see, it removes that gap from between image and content. Okay, so let it be, let the gap 10 pixel between image and about. Okay, so this is how that we can flex, like we can design that image and content side by side. Okay, now we'll come to the responsive design. So how it will work? It will work as a media query. So like how the responsivity will work. So based on the media query. So what media query is? Media query is like based on the screen size. What CSS it will do? It will like design the web page. It will change the web page content, or it change the view of the content. Like now we have image and content side by side. So if you add a media query, and if we minimize, if we like um, see it on mobile, so first it will show like image, and then it will show, instead of side by side, below it will show about and me. So now write a media query. We can use media query like this, and we'll mention 768 based on the resolution 768. And what is so each and every screen has their different resolution. So for mobile it is like 444, something like that, or for tab there is 1028, for big screen there is 1080, or 2154. There are lots of resolution is there. Okay, so for I'll write the CSS for uh, 768 screen. So now I'll add a container, and then what it will do, like flex direction column, then text align center. Okay, so this one is for container. Sorry, I made a mistake. This one is flex, flex. Then we'll put image, as we have already class related to the image, so we'll use that class. And for that class profile image, and we'll simply mention with, not in percentage, with 150 px, like that. Okay, now I'll see, now refresh the page, and we'll see like how the content is, um, see how it is, how it is like automatically adjusting for smaller screen. Okay. So this is the screen, and if we do this one, it will adjust the content based on the screen size. Okay, so this is the magic of, you can say, magic of media query. Okay, so now we have CSS, we used CSS, we used media query for responsive design. Okay, so now one more thing is there was nowadays maximum of the maximum, not a maximum, like every website is using, that is Bootstrap. So as you can see, like we have already so write a CSS for container, write a CSS for profile image, write a CSS for header, write a CSS for uh, like body. So what the Bootstrap it will do, it um, it is already inside into the Bootstrap. What is Bootstrap? Bootstrap is a CSS, we can select CSS framework. Okay, so now we'll rebuild the website using Bootstrap. So first, what we have to do is we need to import the Bootstrap. Okay, so let's see the Bootstrap URL. Boot, you can use it. You can read the documentation from here also. This is the Bootstrap. Okay, read the doc. Okay, and this is the thing. This is the CSS we'll use. Okay, this one. So now we'll copy this one and we'll paste this in under the head, because each and every CSS, each every JavaScript, it should be there under head, either under head or in the footer page. Better to why we are writing this CSS under the head, because we want the website first to load the CSS so that it will not get missed. Okay, so and whatever the CSS is there for each and every section or each and every portion, so it will automatically load in the first when you searching for any website or opening any pages. So now we'll redesign it, the container. Now we have already the container one, and there are one thing is MT5. What is MT5? MT5 is a code for that defines that is margin top 5 means 50. And now we have to mention like div, class, and row. I div class row. Okay, so under the row we have to mention, we will be mentioning div class column 6. Okay, so column 6, not a column 6, I'll put a column 4, and not this one. Under the column 4, what I will do, I will put this image. Not this, why it is saying like this. I'll put this image option. Okay, let me remove this one for first. For column 4, I'm using this one, and again I will be mentioning column 4 div class it will be like call sm4. Again I'm mentioning call sm4, or you can mention call sm8, because Bootstrap generally this website, any page, it is like call like 12, like call sm12. Okay, Bootstrap generally divide a web page with a 12 box. Okay, so suppose this one is 1 box, this one is 2 box, this one is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 19, like 12, like this. So what that call md, what the call md4 it will do, it will create a 4 square box of 4 length of box in the right side, and call sm8, not call sm, it should be like call md. Call md, it will create a eight box, eight box section actually, eight box section into the right side, because first we have mentioned the column 44, then we mentioned column D8. So first it will create a 4 section box here, and then it will create a 8 section of box here. Okay, so under that 8, we'll put this content under the 8. Let me redesign it with indentation. Okay, so now how it will look like. See, it is showing like this because as we have a margin top and we have a column D4 and we have a column D8. Okay, so now instead of writing this container, display flex, justify content center, align item center, and gap text. So if I remove this one, what it will look like? It will look like it is showing like same. Okay, and for this one also we'll remove. So it is showing like it is showing like that bootstrap is working fine. So if we maximize it, as you can see, we have this text in the right side, sorry, image in the right side, sorry, image in the left side and text in the right side. So without, and how it is working, we have already removed that container, and in the media query we have also removed the container. So it is the magic of that MT5 row, column D4 and column D8. Okay, and for this one I will use a round circle class, and if we use the class name, we all image fluid and round circle. So now it will look like this. Okay, so this image fluid and round circle, whatever the CSS it is already there into the bootstrap, as we have already included the bootstrap, so we don't need to write that profile image border radius 15 or this one like this. So this border radius 15 is showing like this. So if we remove this one also, as you can see, we'll see it is square and it is still showing circle. So for this border radius, this profile image is showing for this one. See, for this one, and for this one we already have this image fluid and rounded circle. Okay, so now bootstrap, so what bootstrap will do, it handled much of the responsive layout for you, so that any of the designer don't need to write a lots of CSS code for redesign a website. He will just use that classes, and bootstrap will automatically include the CSS for it when you load the page. Okay, so that's it from today. So in the next video we'll be discussing about how working the form and few of the JavaScript, like how once clicking on the submit, how the form will be working, Okay, so just practice it, keep practicing it, and if you want, you can just go through the Bootstrap uh, website. That is the Bootstrap one. Bootstrap 3. So now we have a Bootstrap 5, I guess. Yeah, Bootstrap 5. So you can also applicate Bootstrap. You just simply write Bootstrap and click on the first link, and now you have the Bootstrap with the doc, and start practicing it or start learning it. So that's it from today. Okay, so if this helped, hit like and subscribe to join a community of people who are actively leveling up their skill every single day. Okay, see you in the next video. Happy coding.